Folk bait with sweet potatoes and ripe bananas. Irresistible for grass, carp, and carp. Hey there, fishing fanatics. Happy new day, and welcome back to Fishing 24 Hours, your go-to channel for hardcore fishing tips and stories that make every trip legendary. Ever thought you could skip the pricey bait shop and still hook big fish with just a couple of sweet potatoes and ripe bananas from your kitchen? This old-school folk bait sounds humble, but it's a magnet for grass carp and carp. Today, we'll dive into the magic of sweet potato and banana bait, how to make it, the best spots to use it, and tricks to turn this simple mix into a big fish slayer. This story takes me back a few years to a rural pond in Louisiana. My buddies and I went fishing, but my tackle box was empty, no fancy bait in sight. All I had was a few ripe bananas and a leftover baked sweet potato from dinner. Feeling bold, I mashed them together, rolled small balls, wrapped them around my hook, and cast near some pond grass. In under 15 minutes, my float danced like crazy, and I pulled up a 2-pound grass carp, splashing everywhere. My friends were stunned. Wait, banana and sweet potato bait works? That day, I landed a few carp too, my bucket heavy, pride sky high. That's when I realized. This folk trick isn't just talk it s, a game changer. In this video, we'll explore why sweet potatoes and ripe bananas drive fish wild, how to whip up this killer bait, the best spots to fish it, and which species can't resist it. I've got 2 real-life stories from the US to fire you up, plus practical tips, beginner advice, and safety pointers to make you a master of any fishing hole. These tricks work in ponds, lakes, rivers, and creeks across America, from Lake Fork to the Mississippi. For species like grass carp, carp, white amore, and even bluegill. So grab a cold soda, get comfy, and let's uncover the folk bait secrets to catch monster fish. Why does sweet potato and banana bait work so well? It's all about that natural, sweet aroma that spreads fast in water, hitting the noses of grass, carp, and carp hard. The soft, sticky texture makes it easy for fish to chomp, and keeps them lingering around your spot. Sweet potatoes and bananas are packed with starches and sugars, giving fish a full belly vibe they love. Let the mix ferment lightly for a few hours, and the scent gets even stronger, pulling big fish from afar. Pick the right spot and prep it right, and this bait turns any water into a fish goldmine. I've tested it on countless trips, and this folk recipe is always a trump card. Making the bait is step 1. Grab yellow sweet potatoes. Bake or boil until soft, peel, and mash smooth. Take ripe, soft bananas, peel, and mash them up. Mix sweet potatoes and bananas at a 2-to-1 ratio, adding a bit of cornmeal or rice bran for stickiness. Roll into small balls to wrap around a size 4 to 6 hook. For extra punch, seal the mix in a container and let it ferment lightly for 3 to 5 hours to boost the sweet, tangy scent. Want to drop it to the bottom for carp or grass carp? Setting your float 5 to 10 centimeters from the hook, using a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker to hold steady. Carp nibble lightly, so wait for a full float dip or steady pull. Then set the hook gently. Use a 6 to 8 pound test line for big fighters, and the key is keeping the bait soft, not rock hard. If it's dry, add a splash of sweet potato cooking water to make it easier to roll. Ferment just enough, don't go past 12 hours or the sour smell might spook fish. At Lake Fork, lightly fermented sweet potato banana bait is a killer for grass carp and carp, especially near grassy banks. Watch the water bubbles or fish shadows signal a feeding school. If your float twitches lightly, wait for a full dip to set the hook firmly. Don't make balls too big, small fish can't swallow them, and big fish might pass. The right fishing spot is the second piece. This bait shines in calm ponds or lakes like Lake Fork, where water's still. Old farm ponds with soft, muddy bottoms are perfect for grass carp and carp foraging. In rivers, pick quiet corners with little current near submerged trees or grass. Cast close to grass, roots, or the bottom of calm pools. Use a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker to keep bait in place. At Lake Fork, banks with reeds or flooded grass after rain are hot spots. If you don't see bubbles or fish, move to a shadier, quieter spot. Fish that love this bait are grass carp, carp, white amore, and sometimes bluegill sneaking a bite. Grass carp go nuts for the banana sweetness. Carp dig the fermented temps, and white amore love the soft texture. Drop to the bottom for carp or grass carp, 4 to 8 inches from the bottom. For white amore, cast mid-water, 2 to 4 feet deep. twitching your rod every 2 to 3 seconds to spread the scent. If the float jerks hard, set the hook quick but gentle with a 4 to 6 pound test line. Timing matters too. Grass carp and carp feed hard early morning, 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., or late afternoon, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., near grass or roots. White amore hits strong at midday or after rain by flooded grass. Cloudy days, post-rain, or light breezes are ideal. Fish let their guard down and bite eagerly. At Lake Fork, after rain is prime time for this bait to draw big fish. If your float's still, wait for peak hours or use a longer fermented mix. To boost success, chum lightly before casting. Near roots, scatter mashed sweet potato banana mix or cornmeal banana blend to draw carp. By grass, toss a bit of bait powder for white amore. Chum sparingly. Wait 10 to 15 minutes for fish to gather. Look for bubbles or fish time to cast. This turns your spot into a fish magnet, upping big catch odds. If no bites in 15 to 20 minutes, shift spots or add a bit of soured cornmeal to the bait. Here's another story to show this folk bait's power. At Lake Fork, I brought my sweet potato banana mix to test. Other anglers used worms, shrimp, or fishy artificials, but their floats barely moved all morning. I stuck to a grassy bank, casting my fermented bait from the night before. Under 30 minutes, my rod bent hard, and I pulled up a 4-pound carp, thrashing like crazy. The group went wild. Folk bait like that actually works. That day I landed a few white amore too. My bucket heavy, a lesson I'll never forget. To use this bait like a pro, prep smart. Pick yellow sweet potatoes, ripe bananas, and cornmeal or rice bran for mixing. Bring worms or shrimp as backups if the folk bait needs tweaking. Use size 4 to 6 hooks, strong 6 to 8 pound line, sensitive float, and check for where to avoid breaks. Watch the water bubbles, ripples, fish to pick spots and baits. Cast at the right depth, bottom for carp, mid-water for white amore. If no bites in 15 to 20 minutes, switch spots or add more ferment to the mix. In calm ponds or lakes, cast near grass or roots, 4 to 8 inches from the bottom. In muddy bottom farm ponds, drop to the bottom with a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker. In rivers, pick slow current corners. Mix the bait with soured cornmeal to boost scent. After rain, this bait shines, pulling grass carp and carp. Keep experimenting if no action after 15 to 20 minutes. Move or ferment longer. Don't make the bait too hard. Fish struggle to swallow and might skip it. Safety's key. When fermenting, seal the mix and keep it cool to avoid spoilage, especially at hot spots like Lake Fork. Don't chum too much fish. Get full and ignore your hook. Avoid slippery banks, especially after rain, to prevent falls. In rivers, wear a life jacket near currents. Keep noise low. Avoid shadows on the water bluegill and white amore spook easily. Little caution keeps your trip fun and safe. New to fishing, this folk bait's a great lesson. Try a pond with sweet potato banana mix dropping to the bottom for carp. Or fish white amore in a lake, casting mid-water at 2 to 4 feet. Note which spots and baits work, like grass carp after rain. Don't sweat a still float. Switch spots or tweak the mix. This bait builds observation and patience, setting you up for big catches. To level up, practice casting at the right depth, twitching for mid-water fish, or fermenting longer for big fish. Spend trips at ponds, lakes, or rivers, picking spots and baits by water signs. Choose fresh sweet potatoes, ripe bananas, and fragrant cornmeal. In crowded spots, find a quiet corner to keep fish calm. These details make you a folk bait pro, even with simple ingredients. Sweet potato and banana bait is an old-school secret few share. Cheap, easy, but deadly for grass carp and carp when done right. 3 words: bait, spot, time. Every cast with this mix. Fish swarming, floats dancing, feels like carrying on the old-timer's legacy. When the float dips slow, heart racing, hands gripping the rod, that's a moment only anglers get. Rookie or pro, this trick will make you king of any fishing hole. That's it, folks! We've cracked the folk bait secrets of sweet potatoes and bananas, from making it to picking spots to avoiding slip-ups. I hope you're pumped to try this recipe. Smash that like, share with your fishing crew, and subscribe to Fishing 24 Hours for more killer tips. Got a folk bait story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'm all ears. Tight lines, big catches. See you next time.